Alright, well, as I said, I recently got back into putting activated charcoal in my bubbler. I got a little bit in here now. I was thinking the other day, since I haven't been doing it for a while, I couldn't afford activated charcoal for a little while. Because, they don't even pay me as much as they're supposed to in Canada here. It's fucking ridiculous. And I have concluded that you shouldn't put too much activated charcoal in the bottom, or it seems to filter a bit too much. Okay, if you put just a touch in there, it is perfect. It makes sure that you smoke all of the hashish, instead of it sticking to the fucking glass in your bubbler, you smoke it. Exactly, that is how fucking good activated charcoal is at filtering. And I feel, I could be wrong, I'm not 100% sure, that if you put a lot, and it is really if you put a lot of activated charcoal in here, dump, okay, let's say you put the whole entire bowl worth of activated charcoal powder in the top of the bowl here, that kind of amount compared to just the bottom level, I'll give you a fucking example here. Hold on a sec, I'll show you how much activated charcoal. So you only want about that much. As you can see, I've got just a little bit hanging off of a filter tip I use to dip into my thing here. You really don't want too much, okay? I'll give you another example of too much. Right, you can tell the difference. Now I've got a big mountain of activated charcoal on it. You don't want that much, right? Here's my Canadian activated charcoal again. Organica. You don't want that much. I find when you put just a little bit in, it is absolutely perfect. And you have somehow filtered to the point of perfection. And you've inhaled literally every detail of the cannabis that you are smoking. So, why not invest in activated charcoal? It keeps the bong clean, it keeps the bubbler clean, right? You don't even have to clean as much. You don't have to buy as much isopropyl alcohol, because when you empty out the water, you'll find that only this part here still gets resin on it, All this bottom part, there is no resin stuck here. That's how much I have smoked instead. It does not make a resin. I have smoked it. It is not that it is resin that is now coated in my lungs. No, it is smoke. I have instead smoked it instead of it sticking to the bottom of my bubbler, right? Science at its finest. I have found a way to really get the most out of smoking cannabis by using activated charcoal as a filter. It literally works better than an activated charcoal attachment, which I first used when I was a kid, when I bought a Rohr bong. The company Rohr, they're a very famous company in Germany that builds luxury bongs. I bought a $300 bong, and I bought the activated charcoal attachment, right? And it had chunks of activated charcoal instead of the powder. And it did still filter better, but nothing like this. This is really much, much better. It's very special. Alright, I'm gonna pack up some Moroccan hashish and I'll smoke that. Show and prove I got that smooth Moroccan. Oh yeah. You can see that's a sticky one. Smooth Moroccan, y'all. Uh-huh. Now I'm gonna do a magic trick and just pull off a 10-piece. I swear, just... Whoop! Whoop! Oh, how did I? It's literally a 10-piece. I'm not gonna weigh it on a scale. I'm not in a European country or British Columbia, but I swear it's a 10-piece. Ooh. Interesting. Very person, Alright, I wasn't exactly telling the truth. I played a bit of a trick on you. It's a 20-piece, not a 10-piece. Well, maybe one day that will be my 10-piece. As you can see, I'll be talking Moroccan soon. through the sun. You know I got that money. Life ain't always funny, but somehow I keep that comedy. Yeah. Alright, I want to show you where all the Arma 3 mods are. Some people get confused and they think there's no mods for Arma 3, and that all the mods for Arma 2 just disappeared. You know, that one website shut down, and like, this used to be a great game, and Arma 2 is it, you know, and Arma 3 ain't shit at all. But little do they know, you have to buy it from Steam, you know, the Steam program. You see the little fucking cursor down here. Yeah, go to steam.com, right, and buy your game digitally, online, through this program. It is the #1 program in the world for buying video games. And you go to the workshop here. Alright. And in the workshop, you have all the fucking Arma 3 mods. And I'll tell you on the side here about how many there really are. Fucking ridiculous. As you can see, you have 619 new campaigns that you can play that are completely different than the original campaigns in the game. 619. You can get some helicopters, you can get some tracked vehicles, you got weapons, you got wheeled vehicles, you got planes here. Yeah, all sorts of different new buildings, other equipment, different characters, different soldiers, right? These are all the single player missions they have. Multiplayer co-op missions as well for online if you want to play with your buddies. The co-op, you know, like a mission but co-op, right? Not multiplayer where you're like fucking deathmatch, team deathmatch, fighting each other or whatever the fuck. Player versus player, firing drill. They got different fucking gameplay scenario mods here. All sorts of fucking different stuff. It really is ridiculous. Maps, all sorts of new maps you can get. Look, they got fucking 40,000 maps that people have made themselves, right? Some of these you do need the DLC for. As you can see down here, they got the DLC showing different mods related to whatever DLC. So some of them you do need to get the DLC for. Eventually I'm gonna buy all the DLCs so I can access literally every single mod. Spearhead 1944 just came out. There are a good few mods that are, you know, World War II based that you can play without playing that DLC as it, but you know, you still want to buy them all, right? I mean, fuck. This company's really high quality because they took a mod like DayZ and they sell it to the community. You know, they don't get mad about modders, you know, they don't get mad about people modifying their video game. They take, you know, like the best one, CSLA was also another mod that they turned into a DLC even, and now they sell it to the public. And, you know, that's this company's way of respecting modders instead of most companies, they, you know, like Battlefield, you can't even mod Battlefield anymore. It's fucking, you know, I don't like to call Battlefield lame. I used to really enjoy that game, but Battlefield ended at Battlefield 2 for me because that's the last one you can even mod. And that was an awesome game. Same with Battlefield Vietnam 1942 as well. And this company, you know, they know that modding really made that game and this game as well, and other military video games much better than they originally are. So you really got to respect this company. They are a more independent company, Biohemia Interactive, right? Yeah, you really have to respect their approach to business compared to other companies. They do allow the modding, you know, they support the modding that much, you know. I mean, you might become a modder that they turn into a DLC and they sell your ass. Whoa, that's quite a thing, actually. That is quite a thing. So I'll give you a bit of an idea of some of the mods. We'll scroll through some single player mods here. You got all sorts of different fucking missions you can do here. These are all different missions. Look at all this. All new content you can fucking download and play. It's even about different wars, different militaries. If I look up the Korean War here, for example, you know, they got all sorts of mods for Korean War. 1950s Korean War stuff. Every single soldier, every single kind of vehicle that was used in whatever war, pretty much they have. I'll show you actually a list I was looking at the other day. I found through one of these mods. These are World War II mods here. This is one of the World War II mods. It's quite nice. Kokoda Trail, yeah, somewhere in the Pacific. You're fighting as an Australia soldier, and then in New Guinea, in Papua New Guinea, right? Holy fuck, is that something. Anyways, I was looking at these collections here, and I scrolled down and I found this. Literally led me to basically all the fucking mods for war. Within this collection it has the Roman War, Medieval War, Pirate Wars, Napoleonic War, Civil War, Franco-Prussian War, World War I, World War II, Korean War, and the Vietnam War. All of that is in here, so I mean, obviously they make a lot of different mods, you know, there's even alien mods, there's, have you ever played that video game Army Men about plastic toy soldiers, running around, you know, as if they've became real life? Yeah, they have a mod for that as well, with the blue, the red, the gray, the green, and the tan Army Men in it. I was quite impressed. It's better than even the Army Man video games, so... you know, if you're into military stuff, this is as fucking military as it gets. And it's, probably the World War III will break out soon here, so, you know, everybody will be about military soon. The Chinese and the Russians will be running around everywhere shooting at fucking randoms. And you'll be lucky if you make it. Yeah. Alright, so I found an interesting mod here. I'm looking for mods about the US Navy SEALs, right? I'm trying to find some Navy SEALs missions. Now, I didn't actually know this. The US Navy SEALs were established by President John F. Kennedy in 1962 as a small elite maritime military force to conduct unconventional warfare. Whatever exactly that means. They carry out the types of clandestine, small unit, high-impact missions that large forces with high-profile platforms such as ships, tanks, jets, and submarines cannot. They form the U.S. Navy's premier special operation force and are a component in NAVSPEC war. The only easy day was yesterday. Interesting. And I found another one here I'll show you in a second that is actually 1960s US Navy SEALs SEAL ambush. I need the fucking DLC for this one. That's quite interesting though. Your SEAL detachment has been has been tasked with disrupting Viet Cong movement in the Delta. You infiltrate and ambush Viet Cong on a supply boat. Early SEALs in Vietnam, eh? Quite a thing. Oh, not too much gameplay, but still, yeah. That would be nice. Special mission right there. Need a couple DLCs for it, I guess, but whatever. So I found a Vietnam SEALs mission if you want to start right after John F. Kennedy created the U.S. Navy SEALs, and I guarantee you that John F. Kennedy thought to create the United States Navy SEALs because John F. Kennedy was a person who consumed the drug LSD, and others as well, actually. You know, everybody knows he was a partying politician. What they don't know is that he was murdered because he nearly kept drugs in a store. LSD was in a store before 1965. John F. Kennedy was murdered just shortly before they made LSD illegal and they removed it from a store. He used to do LSD himself and he was going to keep it in a store. He was even going to make other drugs legalized. He was going to bring back Coca-Cola and put cocaine back in the Coca-Cola beverage, for example. You know, I mean, they sell opiates in the doctor's office, he concludes as a president. You know, they sell fucking OxyContin and morphine in the doctor's office back then. They sell amphetamines, Dexedrine, and Adderall in a doctor's office back then, even. So why not legalize everything is actually what John F. Kennedy thought. And the alcohol industry and pharmaceutical industry is the reason that he was assassinated, sadly, because he did create the United States Navy SEALs. And that is a funny time where I am a person who is very psychological, and I can convince very rare groups of people that would have not accepted drug use, like certain people in the military. I can convince them to care about drug use with that right there, you know. Aside from Japanese, I know how to convince the Japanese to care about drug use as well, and that's quite a thing in history. So you can see on the side here, you don't need any DLC. It's another map, you know. It's probably pretty intense. You just need the unsung mod here, which takes a little while to download. It's like 3 gigabytes, but it's not too bad. It's worth downloading. Then you can do Vietnam without the DLC that they have, that they sell, that's about Vietnam. Only some of them are related to that. You do still want to buy it though, I'm sure. It's interesting, you know. Yeah, another way of realizing this company's quite respectable. They even still allow you to make a Vietnam mod on the side so you can try Vietnam in their game without buying their DLC. And they know that you'll still want to buy the DLC is actually the business, so they'll make more money. Yeah, is it. Found an interesting mod here. 2035 Russian Armed Forces. As if a prediction of the future, was it? Well. So this is the mod I've chosen here. Trouble at Sea by Brute. It is a single player, multiplayer, or co-op scenario, and it's in French. I can read French, but I guess I won't read that for you. It's made by some French guy, I guess. It is about, I'll give you a brief translation here. So there's rebels in Cherna, Russia, and they send SEALs to neutralize the rebels. It's in the night, yeah. Well, nothing much else really worth mentioning. Yeah, it looks good though. I gotta download a couple extra mods for it. These are mods that kind of run other different mods and scenarios as well. So after I've downloaded these, I can then quickly download just the missions or whatever. These are like 3 gigabytes though, so it'll take me a little while. I do recommend you download all of the cup mods within Arma 3, as well as the what is this again? Red Hammer Studios. Yeah, Red Hammer Studios mods. Anything by this company, it says RHS in front of it. Download all of their stuff. You can go to their page right here, and it'll show you all of their mods. Download all of these. It'll take you a little while, but once you've downloaded all of these, you know, they're the basis. They're like the background mods to run all sorts of other mods, all sorts of other single-player missions, multiplayer co-op missions, campaigns as well. Alright. So you can see the list of mods here. After you click on the play of Arma 3 in the library, it brings up this box right here, and then you can look at your mods and all that stuff. You go in here and you load the mods you want to fuck with. I recommend you only fuck with certain mods at a time. If you try to put every single mod in this list, they'll get all crisscrossed and some of them won't load. So you want to only fuck with some of them at a time. You could probably find another YouTube video that will tell you exactly, you know, what ones you can all have at once, you know, if you wanted to have more than just one or something, but many of them take a long time to complete, so you can be happy just having one. Keep these ones up here, you know, keep the cup and the Red Hammer Studios. Always keep those, you can, but some of the other ones you don't want to keep, you know, the missions will get, they'll have a glitch, you know, they'll get fucking, whatever the software engineering within it is, it'll get crisscrossed and it'll fucking get mixed up and it won't work right, so. I also downloaded the Korean People's Army. I thought that was quite interesting. I found all of Kim Jong-un's army. I found the North Korean army. So I'm downloading all of those. I'm gonna fuck with them. I'm gonna make a fucking mission of my own with some random map, and I'm gonna pretend I'm the North Korean army shooting at shit. So that'll be interesting. For now, I'm gonna go back to Nassau 1715. I didn't show you the Caribbean Islands mod yesterday. This is a new map. It's quite interesting. I'll show you all of that as well. Okay, I'm gonna smoke some more and we'll get to this. Well, today I'm gonna be honest about my 10 pieces, and I'm gonna show you that I usually chunk them out just literally a 10 piece, but sometimes I even need to take a little bit extra off. As you can see, my 2 chunks of red, I literally thumbed exactly 0.10. Alright, over here, and this is rare, I actually split one. I did it a little bit different, honestly. I chunked a big one on the blonde. Oop. Nearly set my piece of paper on fire. Fuck. At least I can handle such a thing, okay, and yeah, that's some blonde and red I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna smoke one after the other, and then one after the other. You know, just so you know, there's really not much of a difference between the two. I really like the red. I don't know if I like the red more because it's random and red like that. I didn't ever think I'd find a red cannabis product. The way they leave it out in the sun to sun dry is quite special. It almost has a flavor a little bit like a sun-dried tomato, come to think of it. Alright, and then I'm going to show you in here, I'm going to make my own scenario, actually. I'm going to make I'm going to use the map here, and I'm going to make my own fucking mission out of this. Alright, well, I'm in the editor now. I'm in the Caribbean Islands maps. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of islands around here. I'm checking them out. I'm just kind of looking at all what's in here. Outlaws Hideout, you know, there's a lot you can do with it, right? It's quite a fucking map. You got the Natives Village here. These are all places you can program so it gets captured or whatever. You got some other fucking village down here. Lots of stuff you can do with it, right? You can go around by boat, attack different islands and all that. Oh, look at this. There's lots of islands over here. Wonder what we got. Maybe I'll fuck with it around here, because it's kind of nice that you got lots of islands. Oh, there's only one village, kind of. Maybe there's more islands over here. You got the fortified outpost here, I guess. Maybe I'll fuck with this a little bit. Alright, I'll show you a bit about how you do it. So I put a lieutenant down, and I hit Control C to copy the lieutenant, and then you hit Control V, and you put down another lieutenant. Okay, now he's a different group, right? You can see I grouped these lieutenants to this lieutenant, so he is the group leader. These are 2 separate groups here. If I put down another lieutenant, yeah, a couple here, and then I group them to this buddy. You go connect, group 2, and you can see the stretchy marker there. And I put them on this lieutenant here, and now they're all part of Alpha 1-3. So this is the only lieutenant without a soldier connected to him right now. Alright, so I'm going to get them some soldiers here too. I'm going to put down a soldier right here, and then you go Control C, and you put them down all around. Couple buddies. Alright. Now, get all these motherfuckers. Group 2. Now this lieutenant's got a bunch of soldiers following him, alright? He's got a big old group. I'll give you a bit of an example. I'm just going to do a more simple one to give you an example, right? Over here in the Natives Village, I'm going to pretend the British are, you know, as if the British have taken the Natives Village. And the French are mad about it, and they're coming to fucking attack the British. So you go into the red, into the other team. And, where are we now? Down here. Kingdom of Great Britain, it says. And you got all the British soldiers, the captain, the lieutenant. and all that. So I'm gonna put that down. I was kind of mad that the British get more soldiers than the French, but I guess there's probably some mods where I can get more soldiers for this, I would assume. I'm gonna give them a bunch of privates and like a corporal. That's all this motherfucker gets. Pour le premier, je vais fumer rouge, Hashish. C'est le plus bon, peut-être, je ne sais pas. Il est un Hashish à fumer. Oh, oui. So I'm gonna show you how I got pirates all over here helping the British. There's some African pirates. I'm pretending, you know, the British got some African pirates fucking trying to get the Frenchmen. You know, the Frenchmen gave up on African pirates being with them. You know, the Frenchmen gave the Jamaicans and the Haitians their country back. Alright, okay, well that would be French right there. Whereas the English did not agree with that in history. So that's quite an interesting fact right there. Blowing smoke out onto the ocean here. Alright, I got my blondie. Blonde for the second. Kind of like I'm God blowing smoke on the water, right? Now I got the blonde back to back, you know, in life, perhaps it was to have a blonde back to back. I know, you know, redhead Scottish ladies or whatever the fuck. Anyways, I'm talking about hashish, right, you know. So I'm gonna smoke my blonde hashish back to back here. And then I'm gonna smoke a red at the end. Maybe I would do it the other way around, you know, I mean, hard to say. Done. Rouge. Et maintenant, un de la rosa, un de la rouge. Ah, the flame gets closer. Fumez, fumez, fumez les nuages. So I got my African fucking pirates here outside of the natives village where the British are surrounding, and then I gotta take this, right? I'm gonna play through it. Whew, smoked out now. Smoked out now. Alright, so now you can see in Arma 3 you can even edit, you know, you can make your own mission and all this kind of thing. I've even got 65 of my own soldiers, right? This is, well, you know, you can make as many as you want. You could have fucking 1,000 if you want following you around. Ridiculous. Those are my soldiers running around. Oh, they're in a formation, I see. So they follow me. Alright. Not this way. See? And they follow. Down to fucking the 60th or whatever the fuck there is. Oh, there's someone over there. That's how many I got. I got them in a fucking weird formation right now, yeah. All the fucking way over there. 100 motherfuckers or whatever. And then I got another team here, you know, I got lieutenant commanding soldiers here as well. They're all in a formation. It's quite an interesting what you can do with this game. I'm gonna make another video about me battling. That's the end. I'll just give you this in the start.